Hello, hi everyone. I hope you all are doing well. This side Priya Bhatia, and in this specific video, we will be discussing about the complete end-to-end roadmap for data science in 2026. Yesterday only I was invited for one of the event, and there a lot of learners were asking me this question: "Ki Priya, what things we have to take care of as a beginner when we are starting this journey, right? Because the problem is कि रोज कुछ ना कुछ नया इस फील्ड में हमारे पास आ रहा है इन everyday basis. I can see that there are new tools popping up, and people are highly confused कि how to start, from where to start. And one of the most important question is कि they can't distinguish between the core AI and the applied AI domain, right? तो थोड़ा सा इसके बारे में आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे. Try to watch this video till the very end. This is one of the most important video for you guys if you want to start your learning journey, or if you want to switch your domain to data science in the upcoming year. That is your plan, that is your I would say resolution for the new year. So that is something which is very very important to understand. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Please make sure if you feel कि ये वीडियो से आपको कुछ भी गाइडेंस मिला हो, हेल्प मिला हो, in order to get the intuition and idea ki how can we start this journey, do mention in the comment section. Make sure you will mark your attendance in the comment section, so that I'll also get to know that whether you like these kind of videos or not. With that, let's get started. So now I hope my screen is properly visible to everyone. So let me start by explaining you the difference between core AI versus applied AI, and then we will talk about what are the essential skills required in order to work around in these two domains, right? So whenever you want to enter into the domain of data science, right, uh, you will observe that either the people are working on the core AI space, or they are working in the domain of applied AI domain. Now, what is the main difference? I know many people are not even aware about these things. So that is the main reason why this video is also important. See, when we talk about core AI, it simply means that here our focus is to, improvise the existing algorithms that we have, or is to build, design some new algorithms or the model architectures. So whatever be the work which is happening in the research domain, right, where the main focus will be to create something new, right, where the main focus will be to create some new models, or is to build something new, right, build something new based on the previous model architectures that we will be having. That is where the core AI component came into picture. What is applied AI? Applied AI means that, when the people will have a application mindset, where whatever things they already have, whatever be the tools they already have, whatever be the models that they already have, they want to create some product from that. So in that specific space, our main focus is to use the existing models to create some end-to-end product, right? And by the way, both of these are quite interesting, and both of these are quite demanding, and there is a good balance between these two things. Because if there are no researchers, how the new things will come into picture? If there are no people who will go into the application side, how the new products will come into picture? And depending upon whether your main focus will be on the core AI or applied AI, your main interest will be on the core AI or the applied AI, your preparation gets changed, right? For example, अगर आपको core AI के अंदर जाना है, आपको research side में जाना है, so in that case, having a solid foundation of mathematical concepts is very very important. Solid foundation of, I would say, maths is very very important. Like whatever be the things that you're learning in machine learning, in deep learning, in NLP, there is a maths behind that. There is a solid foundation of mathematical things. Statistics is required. without which you won't be able to create something new. And that's the main reason why you will observe that the people who are pursuing masters, PhD, postdoctoral, so their main core focus is to build something new, is to create some new algorithms, and that's why their maths is really good, right? Even if you will find any of the new research papers or the previous ones as well in this space of data science, you will find that they will be having a one portion where they're just explaining the mathematical things behind this intuition. So it's very, very important. People usually ask from me that, Priya, whether maths is important or not. It all depends on which specific space you want to enter in data science. In core AI, it's very, very important, right? Whereas in applied AI, you can maybe skip that. Maybe you can have just a bit of idea ऊपर से, और उसके बाद you can start building the products. You can start using the LLMs. You can start using the AI world of agentic AI and RAG applications, right? So that is the whole idea about the difference between core AI versus applied AI. Now, if this is clear, let's try to create one solid roadmap which is required to have a good expertise in both of these domains. I'll talk about कि core AI में क्या चीज़ें important है, जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे बोला. Applied AI में क्या चीज़ें important है, जैसा कि मैंने बताया कि over here the implementation of, I would say, production side implementation for creating the products is very, very important, right? And accordingly, you should have a good flavor of projects in your portfolio in that scenario, right? Now, over here, what is the end-to-end roadmap? That's the next question which many people do have, right? Like, if I want to start, maybe I will decide in near future, I want to enter into the core AI or applied AI domain, but start kaise kare? How should I start? How should I proceed? Maybe in 2026, right? What is the roadmap? In the upcoming year, if I have to start my learning journey, how should I start? The first important step is, आपको Python fundamentals बहुत अच्छे से आने चाहिए. So it's very important to have a very good idea about the Python fundamentals. See, if you're not strong with that, you won't be able to implement and you won't be able to enter into any of these domains, whether it's about core AI domain or applied AI domain. तो यहाँ पे it's very, very important that you can easily able to understand and write code in Python. Python में conditional statements क्या होते हैं, loops क्या होते हैं, how can we implement modules, how can we create our own customized modules, what are the inbuilt modules that we have. For example, I used to say that NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn, all these are the very, very critical modules that we will be having. Now, in order to study this Python foundations, you can refer my YouTube playlist, right? Available. You can search my channel, Priya Bhatia, और वहाँ पे आपको Python foundations की end-to-end playlist मिल जाएगी. I will attach, by the way, all these playlists in the description of this video as well for your better understanding. Now, once that part is clear, once you're good with that, the second important step is, I would definitely suggest everyone to start with classic machine learning. Classic machine learning माने, so whatever be the supervised and unsupervised machine learning algorithms we have, you should be aware about that. Now देखो, if your main focus will be on core AI, so it's very important to know the mathematical intuition behind these algorithms as well. Loss function, gradients, maths कैसे हर एक algorithm का काम कर रहा है, it's very important to know that. Again, you have my machine learning YouTube playlist for this also, right? So it's very, very important to know the intuition behind every algorithm so that it's very easy for you to enter into the domain of a core AI. क्योंकि अगर आपको किसी भी algorithm का mathematical intuition नहीं पता होगा, so then how will you develop that mindset to create something out of it, to create something new out of this algorithm, right? So classic machine learning is the second thing which everybody is supposed to do. Achha, if there is anyone who wants to enter into the applied AI domain, you can maybe skip a bit of maths. You can just have an intuitive idea about how these classic machine algorithms developed, implemented, what are the modules that we have with the help of which we can directly implement them, and then you're good to go to the next part. Now the next part is, third step is, अगर आपने पाइथन के फंडामेंटल्स क्लियरली कर लिए हैं, क्लासिक एमएल एल्गोरिथम्स आपको क्लियरली आते हैं, द नेक्स्ट स्टेप इज टू अंडरस्टैंड डीप लर्निंग. Again, you can find my deep learning playlist as well in my YouTube video. डीप लर्निंग में भी जो बेसिक हमारे कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं, जैसे एक्टिवेशन फंक्शंस क्या होते हैं, कॉन्वोल्यूशनल न्यूरल नेटवर्क्स क्या होते हैं, कैसे वो काम करते हैं, मॉडल आर्किटेक्चर जो फेमस हैं वो हमें पता होने चाहिए, राइट. सो ऑल ऑफ दीज आर द वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स. न्यूरॉन्स क्या है, न्यूरल नेटवर्क्स क्या है, कैसे वो ट्रेन किए जाते हैं, बेसिक image classification task हम कैसे करते हैं. So all of these things are the foundational things which everybody should know whether they want to enter into the core AI domain or applied AI domain, right? Once you are aware about all these things, then after this you are in a position to explore at your end, I would say, different spaces of data science. So you can explore, I would say, different paths. Now I'm not saying that you need to explore all of these paths in one go, but it would be great, if you can explore it one by one. Means you can spend some time first of all in doing some computer vision based project, CV. computer vision में क्या आता है, जैसे आपका प्रोजेक्ट हो गया ऑब्जेक्ट डिटेक्शन का, और you are working for maybe image segmentation based task. So all of these things comes into the category of, I would say, image segmentation based task. All of these things comes under the category of computer vision. Now after this, maybe if you are interested in natural language processing, means textual data. So in computer vision we usually deal with the images, right? Images. When we talk about NLP, we usually deal with, I would say, textual data. We usually deal with the textual data. So over here, our main focus will be to work around with the different problems, like how can we do a text pre-processing, how can we work around with the embeddings, how can we have our internal intuition of the state-of-the-art models like transformer. This is very very important, very very important for, I would say, again, both of the domains of core AI and applied AI. It's just that in core AI we will focus more on the internal intuition, and the applied AI we will be focusing more on the implementation side. Like we should know what are the packages that we have which will help us to have a good implementation in a really short amount of time, right? For example, you should be updated with all the pre-trained models that we will be having on Hugging Face. After this, maybe you are working on a third interesting path in data science space, which is a reinforcement learning. Now this is also a very interesting path. People are working a lot in this specific domain as well. For example, self-driving cars is a very good example where reinforcement learning is applied. Currently in LLMs also, a lot of reinforcement learning is going on in terms of training the models. So it's again a very interesting different path that we have in this data science space. Apart from this, we will be having a speech and audio processing. So on this specific path also, a lot of work is currently going on. It's not that we have a very lesser amount of work. Over here, for me, it's one of the unexplored path. I have worked on CV. I have worked on NLP. I have also worked on reinforcement. But still so far in my career journey, I have never worked on this speech and audio processing. Maybe in near future, if I will switch the company or if my project will get changed, it might be the case that I'll get the opportunity to work on this specific space also in data science. But these are the paths which are quite interesting, and in your career you can start with something, you can take 1 or 2 years, work around with that, get an expertise, and then you can work around with some different projects, and that's how with experience we'll learn a lot of things, right, in this specific field. Once it is done, once you will be able to explore different paths, the next interesting thing is that we have is, I would say, large language models. Now LLMs are the core of data science nowadays, because you will observe that currently it's quite booming. And so many companies are writing this as a prerequisite to have a good idea about this large language models as well. For example, Chat GPT, for example, Gemini, right? For example, Claude. All of these are the, I would say, large language models that we will be having. Now, in this specific space, there are three important things which everybody should know. How the pre-training is happening in this models, then how the mid-training is happening in these models, and then how the post-training is happening in these specific models. Pre-training is something which is the base model that we are using. Mid-training is something where domain-specific knowledge is required. Post-training is something where we are using some techniques, for example, RLHF. Now, these are the very interesting topics, and you can find the in-depth intuition about these things in my Inside Generative AI playlist. So I have talked about 3 interesting playlists which I already have. Not 3, 4 playlists: Python, machine learning, deep learning, and then in LLMs, I have a playlist of Inside Generative AI. Now, over here, it's very important to have an idea about few interesting concepts. One is called as prompt engineering, which is quite important and interesting to know. Another one is called as RAG-based applications, which almost right now all the companies are using. So it's like we have an external data source which contains some confidential information, or the extra information, directly my model can access that. So I have created one end-to-end project on this on my YouTube channel. You can go ahead and check this out. Agentic AI is the biggest big breakthrough. How with the help of the tools, it will be able to do all the tasks. What is the end-to-end workflow that we have? Again, you can check that out as well. At the very end, we have a core idea of MCPs. Again, a good big breakthrough in this specific space, in this specific research. So over here, when you will try to explore the concepts of Inside Generative AI playlist, everything will be pretty much clear to everyone. So these are the core things that we have inside the space of generative AI. Now, this is something which actually comes under, I would say, applied AI domain. So many people who are very much interested to go onto end-to-end applications of creating chatbots, of doing a text summarization task, text generation task, machine translation task. So we already have the pre-trained models available. You just have to use them, fine-tune them on your data, and you can easily create end-to-end product for the same. It's just that the knowledge of whatever things I have written in this specific document is something which is required. And it's very easy to take that. It's not that it's very complicated, it's very difficult. It's very easy. You just have to spend some time on top of it, right? Now, ultimate last advice which I really want to share with everyone over here. See, these things are very dynamic, and as I have mentioned in the starting of the videos as well, that a lot of changes are happening on a daily basis. It's very, very important to keep yourself updated. It's very, very important to keep yourself updated. Now, you can ask me a question that, Priya, it's very easy to say that you have to keep yourself updated, but how can we do that? So in my yesterday's event also, I have mentioned the same thing. Just try to make sure that you are following some good personalities on LinkedIn or Twitter. One thing. After this, you can keep on exploring and checking the platforms like Kaggle, the platforms like Hugging Face, right? You can refer the latest research papers that we have, so that at least you should have an idea that what's going on, and from there you will find a lot of wonderful websites, resources to read, to explore. And one last thing is, in this specific domain, if you just keep on looking onto the theory part and you won't implement on your own, right? If you don't have that implementation habit, definitely, even though you know everything, that's of no use. You won't be able to survive in the industries. So it's very, very important that you will always focus on implementation as well. So only theoretical understanding or only mathematical understanding is not enough. Even if you are applying for a core AI specific domain, it's very good to have an internal intuition about every algorithm, but equally it's very, very important that you should know that how can I create a project, how can I build end-to-end product out of it. Nowadays it's very easy to get interesting resources because of these virtual discussions that we can have. So you can definitely research at your end, explore good courses at your end, and try to be updated, right? Gone are those days where we are completely relying on the college or the education system. Nowadays we have so many different websites with the help of which we can keep ourselves updated. If let's say your college is not giving you the updated information, or if let's say you are not working in that good company where the latest projects are going on, you have the weekends available with you where you can invest your time in terms of spending some money, or you can go ahead and purchase some free course, or maybe you can just go ahead and explore the YouTube videos available for free. Whatever the resources are, the important thing is that you are just learning and exploring and enhancing your skill set. That's the one of the most important thing. Just make yourself updated. Just try to spend some time of your day in terms of doing a self learning, which is very, very important. And with that, I would really like to end this video. I hope that you get a clear understanding now that what are the important things which are required minimal. It's at least I'm saying these are the things that are required. On top of it, obviously, when you start working in the companies, you will get to know that, okay, I know this thing or I don't know this thing. Accordingly, you will keep on updating yourself. For example, currently I'm working. So if let's say on a daily basis, if I'm getting some task for which I'm not having any idea, obviously I'll learn on the way. But these are the things which will be definitely asked in the interviews. One more important thing is, if you are applying for any product-based firm, apart from preparing for whatever things I have mentioned, please prepare for a DSA round as well. I also have one of the latest course available on Udemy. I posted this on my LinkedIn as well as on YouTube community. You can check that course out. This is specially designed especially for those people who wants to enter into the specific domain of data science, data analyst, data engineering, because DSA is completely covered up in Python. So Python is also covered up in that specific course. If you want, you can explore that as well. But make sure if you're applying for any product-based companies, you should prepare for DSA as well for the initial rounds. With that, let's end today's video. I will see you all in the upcoming video. Bye-bye everyone. See ya.